See if we got anybody up here. I go live. See what we got. See if I got anything going. So if I got anything going real quick. See if I got this thing set up properly. So I can get this thing. What's up? I see somebody come on, but let me see if I can get this thing set up.
Choose NordVPN. It will defend you against DDoS.
See, 1 like so far. So 1 and 1 so far. How you doing? How you doing? What's up? Just coming back on. Things have been kind of crazy. Just trying to
How you
get
doing? How you doing? What's
trying
up?
to get stuff set up. What's happening? Glad to see you.
Just coming back on. Things have been kind of crazy.
Just trying to get everything all good.
Trying to get stuff set up. What's
And
happening? Glad to see you. Just trying to get everything all good.
see if I got stuff straight. So give me just a moment. Let me see.
Give me just a moment. Let me see.
I'm just kind of sorting out some of the kinks, but feel free to ask some questions.
I'm just kind of sorting out some of the kinks, but feel free to ask some questions.
Just now getting involved.
Just now getting involved.
See if I got some stuff straight. Thanks. Just
see if I got some stuff straight.
Yeah, I did the Eddie Murphy thing.
Thanks. Just thing.
Did the Eddie Murphy thing. Oh, funny you mentioned the Eddie Murphy thing. Trying to get my stuff. What's up, Ted? What's up? What's up? Been a minute. How you doing? How you doing? I think it's a good move. Um, yeah, I think that's a great move. I think that's I think it's a great move. Um, well, Eddie just done a lot of stuff. Eddie been shuffling. He talking about he voting for Trump, and he just talking about a whole lot of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know where he's coming from. I don't know what he doing. You know. But yeah, Russell, I think that's a great move. Yeah, I know it's coming soon, and I'll be dealing with that when that come up. I haven't really talked about it. I'm gonna create a poll question. Let's get to this poll. Y'all can answer this if y'all want to. Okay. Yeah, we are almost in August. And I am getting ready for it. I just haven't been really onto it. You know, haven't really been into it yet, but I'm going to get into that mindset. So it will be starting up soon. It will definitely be coming soon. So it's just gonna be one of those things that the weather, it's typical summer. It's typical like when you're getting ready to do things. And so it's you know, um one of those things that's coming, but um just trying to get my stuff sorted out. I messed up on a couple of things, so I'm just trying to get stuff sorted out. But let me get this thing. Okay, I think I got stuff now. I think I got it. I don't know why this thing is messing up. It's just got me all confused. But anyway. Well, LeBron James, if that's what got you excited, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm not excited about that. He still ain't belong as no pro. It's hype. He's selling the last name. Yeah, no. He's got to shoot as much as he makes shots. I'm not really feeling it, but you know, you call he's balling. He goes to 12 to 13 points. I see a work in progress that's going to take about 3 or 4 years. I don't see balling. Um, no. George Carl, well, that's debatable. That's debatable. That's debatable. That's debatable. That's very debatable. But anyway, keep on talking, man. That's debatable. I wouldn't call George Carl overrated. I wouldn't call him overrated. Why my thing is acting funny, I don't know. Do this again. I don't know why I'm not getting all the other responses. Well, he's hoping for deja vu. Cause I'm coming back on this again. Oh, better rookie year? Jordan, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not gonna go against Michael Jordan's rookie. Not that. Not that. I like Melo's rookie year.
Better rookie year? Jordan, come on now. Come on now.
But Melo had a really good rookie. You could say he was a co-rookie of the year. But the way Jordan set it off as a rookie, people didn't expect that. They didn't see that coming. And plus, you got to remember something too. I had to think, so forgive me why I thought about what you said. Melo did come off winning a college championship with Syracuse, but he played at a really high level. Remember that block shot he had in that game. So he kind of carried over to where he was. The only thing that worked against him is where he got drafted. As a shortstop, he was great. You know, it depends on what your criteria is. I mean, he had the 3,000 hits. He was a Golden Glove winner, but he won a lot of rings and he was in New York. But is he better than Alex Rodriguez? Is he better than Cal Ripken? Was he a better glove man than Ozzie Smith? I can say he's top 5 to 10. I mean, where he played, where he won, carries weight. But then I got to think about some stuff. So it all depends on what your criteria is. Well, that's not a Magic and Isaiah were they was like on some black attack, like kind of what the Sicilians do. It's like some they and but you know it's kind of hard to really think of quantify that. You know, kind of hard to quantify that. It didn't really. They played hard. They played hard, but this is the thing. Uh, yeah, well, like Cecilia, sometimes they give the kiss, sometimes a kiss of death. And they did get pretty intense. So you take that how you want. Just saying. Manny gave me more thrills, but Chef was a more consistent hitter. I think Manny's problem is Manny was kind of almost like that Conseco type that he kind of goofed a bit. So some people didn't take it, him being as serious. But he was a great talent. But Sheffield is definitely been underappreciated though. And I don't think Chef gets his due. Chef was a bad dude. Yeah, George Carl and Marcus Camby. What does that mean? I like. Okay, so let me go back to what Ted said. Uh, I like what Ted said about black nepotism, but Bronny James does need time. He ain't. No, he ain't. He got so many fundamentals to work on. His body hasn't even begun to get bigger, and he has to play with top tier. He has to get out his daddy's shadows a lot. It's gonna take about 4 years. 2 years after his dad's, well, year after his dad's gone. This is a wash year. Next year's a wash. So I think he's gonna need 4. No, but Manny also used to be kind of like a circus. It kind of was like a circus in the outfield. So some things kind of worked against him. One until he started winning in Boston, but then he went out to the Dodgers and La La Land, and so had he won in L.A., I think the narrative would have been he'd have been seen like Mookie Betts or like a Ricky Henderson type, because then you had the Cleveland, Boston, L.A. I like Jerry Sloan. I already did a video about it. I did a video about it. I touched on Jalen Brown. You have to look at one of my videos. I did talk about it. recently. It's in one of my videos.
I already did a video about him.
And I said how he had to, you know,
Jalen Brown.
I like, I Jerry Sloan moved me more as a coach than George Carl, but uh, two different styles of coaching, two different styles of coaching. Um, one that was more straight X's and O's, and the other that was more of a working down a hill, sideways, compartmentalizing. But both effective in different ways. But but I think if Jerry Sloan had the kind of talents that George Carl had, he wins a ring. Talking about on the perimeter more so, because um, when you have a Ray Allen, when you've had a Carmelo Anthony, and just saying, yeah, you can't with a camera. Yeah, well, of course it's going to be considered that by Ron Harper. You got to remember the era he came in, and it's no comparison. It's no comparison at all. You know, as fans who are honest about it, it's just like when people speak up about eras or they speak up about this or that, and some people got to, oh, are you being mean and why it's got to be that way and get off why that. But it's true because you can't compare. You can't compare. 20 years ago, may as well be like 50. Even 10 years ago, may as well be 20 because the game didn't change so much. Yeah, to me, he is. And now I like this topic. I've never been big on him at all. I never got the hype. He was catchy to an extent, but I never really got the hype about him. I just thought he just, I never got his style of rapping. That's what you have to do with Wimby. That's what you have to do with Wimby. You have to body him up. See, if Wimby gonna have to learn how to flex his shoulders and go in on folks, because if he sits there and think he gonna be cute and just float, no diddy. You think you just gonna float like a butterfly and not catch a bone to the lungs. Dylan Brooks is actually playing the way he's supposed to. You have to get up in his chest. You have to make him utilize, and he has to understand how to spin move. He got to look at Jason Tatum's spin move. That's how Wimby could be effective. Learn how to have a spin move. No, okay, let me address that about Stephen A. That's not for Stephen A to say, but he's not welcome back, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he burned bridges. You got to remember how, because of the Shannon Sharp situation, where are you going to put Skip? And then you're going to turn the show into like a Jerry Springer show. And you got Mad Dog for that. Mad Dog was a broke Skip already. So and let me say this too. Stephen A. Smith doesn't have that power. So that's the powers that be. He doesn't have that power. If Skip Bayless was really, really wanted, they would have him. And I'm gonna do a video about that. You really think that he could turn down a white man coming on that network? Think about it. Think about what you're saying. Because they had Rush Limbaugh on there. So you gonna tell me that Skip Bayless, who actually knows something about sports, wouldn't be on there? Come on now. No, he not overrated. He played the villain role because that's what he got allowed to do. So if you sit up here and you like Jim Rome and you like some of these white guys who are instigators, he went to the Howard Cosell School, Brett Musburger School, except he was able to flourish, and then he took the buddy cop route with the white cop, black cop, and make it into something else. But if they thought he old now, he messed up his Johnny Carson and McMahon pension by being white privilege, and so they ain't got no use for him right for now. But if Skip Bayless was, if they thought that they could, first of all, What white male commentator they have on an ESPN forum that is polarizing this skip? I'm waiting. White one. I'm waiting. He was good. As a matter of fact, somebody brought up something that I had forgot about. He was like a precursor to Magic Johnson because he was long, lean, and could handle the rock, but he liked the white candy too much. He was a party animal. Didn't always have himself focused at the time. So, but Jelly Bean was nice. He just didn't stay consistent, and that was a problem. And the Sixers had to go make a move, and that's why he got out. But they did respect him for a moment. But he was like a lot of cats in that era who was into some sugar boogers, and there's a lot of stuff that went down. Imagine if he'd have had his Kobe's kind of ethics as far as, because he was a good friend with Dr. J. There was a lot going on. Yeah, he'll get it. Maybe, I don't know. Brady wasn't gonna mess with him. Doc Rivers, because he got the ring, and that's the difference. That's in the nutshell. Yeah, he won't. But Brady's very gonna be very funny about either one of them because both took shots in different ways. Brady's calculating. I don't know how Brady felt. I don't think Brady wanted that kind of heat because he had to respect Shannon. But Shannon said some stuff. See, it's a very touchy situation. You know. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's a touchy subject. You know. And Shannon Sharp to me wasn't. He respected Brady, but wasn't gaga goo goo about him. So you know, it's a touchy subject. That's a funny and touchy subject, but mention them two and Tom Brady. But I do want to. I'm going to do a video about Tom Brady. I'm going to touch on something with that ESPN list because there's no way in the world Tom Brady's behind LeBron James. Now with no 7 rings, 7-9, 7-3. He's in my top 5 tight ends. I know when Doc won, he went to 2 finals with, but he did more. That's the difference. Don Nelson had better teams too, but he didn't win. So I gotta take it away. Yeah, he's top 5. He's in my all-time top 5 tight ends. Obviously, I think that Grunt passed him. Kelsey's passing him, and I think yeah, just those two. And I might, I know, and I debate him and Kellen Winslow Senior, but I definitely got Grunk and Kelsey over him because Kelsey's is going to be on another trajectory. So all depends on what what you're going on. So I'm still just talking. Looking at everything. Kelsey's in the top 2 right now, I think. No, no. Shaq was picked as one of the 50 greatest players then. So how would he be better than a guy that was considered one of the 50 greatest players then? I think Penny had an upside, but no, I don't think he was ever better than Shaq. Tony G was an incredible athlete, but I don't have him over Shannon Sharp, and I don't have Gates over Shannon Sharp. I'm going with Bill Cowher. Because to me, he went to two Super Bowls. Sean Payton only went to one, and I think Sean Payton underachieved. If I can, Pippen. Now Grant Hill was a better offensive force, but Pippen was a better defender, and Pippen could do a little bit of everything Grant Hill could do. No, I'm taking Bill Cowher over Sean Payton. I said Bill Cowher went to two Super Bowls. Sean Payton went to one. And Sean Payton underachieved. I'm taking Bill Cowher. You could take Neil O'Donnell and Cordell Stewart to a Super Bowl. Considering against Drew Brees, I'm taking Bill Cowher. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have my volume. I got to get my volume. Things be acting up sometimes. So, okay. Yeah, that's all I'm saying with that. Hey, it should be running soon, they say. So, some viewers will be getting it. So, just so you know. But anyway, in the meantime, as I keep on talking, I'm just talking because I haven't ran the replay back with everything. But yeah, I'm taking Bill Cowher. So I mean, you gotta remember he had Neil O'Donnell and Cordell Stewart. I don't think I need to say anything about that. Okay. Bill Parcells, because the way he did it, because he won with Phil Simms, and then he came back with Jeff Hostetler, and he went to three Super Bowls, and he took with Drew Bledsoe with three different styles. Jimmy Johnson had a stacked team with a stacked situation. Um, and I got it. I mean, he had better talent, but Parcells got more out. So I got to say Parcells. I mean, his defense, Lawrence Taylor's dominance alone was the equivalent to what the Cowboys put out there. I'm just going to say it like that. And they beat two great offensive ran teams in John Elway and Jim Kelly's. So I got to say that. That alone, you know. So along the lines of beating a more dominant San Francisco 49er team with Montana and all that. So uh, I have to say that. I think you asked me this before because I remembered this question and I already answered before. I guess more like with Brewski. But I like them both though. It's pretty close though. Anyway. And I'm still doing my videos and everything with the baseball and different components. Just a lot of stuff that came up lately. So you talking about Marty Shiner or Dan Reeves? Oh, I've never been asked this question. That's a good question. Ooh, that's a good one. I gotta go with Dan Reeves. because he got the Super Bowls. Marty's got that James Harden syndrome. And guys, Don Nelson, they're great during the regular season and the postseason. They just don't. But Marty, that's a great question. But I got Dan Reeves because Dan Reeves do get you to the show. It might get blowed out, but it gets you to the show. Marty never could get you to the show. Puts up pretty numbers. You know. And that's a good question too. Never got asked about that. Never. Thank you, Ted, for that one. I was more of a Mike Schmidt dude, but I will say this. They are about 1 and 1A. You couldn't go wrong if you picked either one of them. Because George Brett was clutch. He came up big. And I think some of my resentment is because as a Yankee fan, I still remember the home run against Goose Gossett. George Brett was a handful. And he could flat out hit. But Schmidt, I was more of a National League dude. Even though I was a Yankee fan, I was more of a National League dude. Schmidt always moved me in terms of the big, coming with the big time home runs. But Brett, they tight. It's tight. It's tight. It ain't like I'm gonna sit around and say that it's tight. It's real tight, and it really comes down to my preference. He's not the best player, American player at 39. He's not the best American player. He's not better than Steph Curry is right now to me. And Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown got arguments too. He's popular. Um, I was a big fan of Stu, but Jack Morris was more dominant with that Minnesota team that year that they won. But I like Stu. They close. I like Stu a lot. Stu's underrated. But let's say something about this since you want to say that. Michael Jordan already done his damage though. And he had played and he came back and he played and he came back. So that's no comparison. Because LeBron, you take the rods out or you take the other stuff out. But what has he done? What's he done the last couple of years? Got swept by back to back by the Denver Nuggets and been on a playing tournament. I like Stephon Marbury a lot, but Baron Davis moved me more. If I'm honest, I was more. They used to call him B Diddy. They don't say that no more, but that was what he was called. I already saw that, and I already said Baron. I already dealt with that, J. Will. I did a video on that. I'm not gonna entertain that mess. They hate on Jordan to be hating on him because they got none. So I'm not touching it. Some of y'all will be getting a commercial soon. Just saying. I don't understand all the components yet, but it's coming into view. What's happening? What's happening? How you doing? Appreciate you coming through. I'm on here for another. I'm here till another 25 minutes. But tell me what's shaking. What's going on with you? Glad you came through. I always welcome new faces, new names. Well, they didn't stop his dribble. No, because you can't. I don't know, JT. Asked me in August. I'm not doing no football takes till we get the preseason until I start to see stuff. So give me another month. Um, no, his sons weren't. They weren't ready for it. They weren't there, and he wouldn't do anything that watered down. I know, and he wouldn't do that. But see, LeBron's self-centered like that, and he feels like he wants to, you know, he knows good and well this kid is about 3 or 4 years away. You can't be a 4.4 average in college and come to the pros. Just not how it goes. Dean Smith, your coach, and covers you that good, but they couldn't cover his flaws that well. I didn't watch him play. He stutter steps a lot because he acts like he's scared on the top. See, he traveled on that first shot he made that last game. They didn't call it. His left foot came down. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. And the problem that he's gonna run into, I think he's too small. He gets popped in the chest a few times. He gotta do some put crunches. And he'll have to post up, repost, defend, all that. No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay, JT, if you ever watch me and Ted talk, we'll let you know what we think about Devin Booker. No, I won't. He ain't gonna win no ring this year, not legally. No. There's nothing he could really do for me to win a ring because, um, well, Seth couldn't really play. But see, Seth, I'm gonna tell you something about Seth. Seth looks like an all-star compared to Brian. It looks like he's gonna be a 10-time all-star because Seth is third tier to me. And Seth is 2 tiers ahead of Bronny James. And it took Seth, what, 20 teams? About 20 teams? Well, he finally could play someone. Yeah, I see it at J. Will. Yeah, I didn't stutter. Who he gonna beat? And your playing tournament team the last 2-3 years didn't make the playoffs 3 years ago. Who you gonna beat? You're not going to beat no Minnesota, no Dallas, no OKC. And I think Sacramento's gonna get better. Denver gonna be. So who you gonna beat? And if you're not in the top 4 teams, what you got? Nice means that you're a third tier player. That's nice. Like Kelly Oubre is nice. But see, Tyrese Maxey is second to tier up. Joel Embiid is first tier. You go where I'm going with this? Nice is third tier. Well, he got to learn how to shoot outside threes, and he ain't got no 3-pointers yet. So that's going to take time. I could have sworn I've been asked these same ones, but Rick Alderman, he got to a couple finals, and he did well. Don Nelson had more talent, so I'll say that. If he stays healthy, only if he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, that's Ted, and he gets his mind, because pandemic Paul, he been dogged, and he followed by the wayside. And I still think he played his best ball with the Pacers. I'm 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 not going to justify that. I liked him better with the Pacers. And to me, he's just been window dressing from one dance to another, and I no. But anyway, you're not gonna beat Boston, so sorry. I don't see you beating the Celtics. Yeah, I saw she didn't, because she's getting too much attention for it, and I think it's taken away from her game. I think if she was a little bit more seasoned, she might consider it, but I can kind of understand. I don't trust Joel Embiid. I like Tyrese Maxey a lot. Nick Nurse is a really good coach, but are you better than Boston? Are you better than Milwaukee? You know. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Are you gonna be able to beat the Knicks? It's a lot of stuff going on. Well, I'm gonna take Josh Allen because I'm a Bills fan first and foremost. But Joe Burrows did get to a Super Bowl. And Joe Burrows is more poised. But I do think Josh got more talent. It's a touchy subject. That would be a bad move. Well, Angel Reese bad. Now they don't like that. And I'm gonna tell you something. If Angel Reese was white, Caitlin Clark be working at Walmart. And I'm not knocking people working at Walmart. I'm just saying. Um, let's see. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. Okay, Ted. As a Bills fan, I gotta admit, because of he's got his team to a Super Bowl. I hate to admit it, and I can't argue that. Only time I only talent wise, if I take talent away, Josh Allen got him beat. But with Joe Burrow, they beat him head to head. He done whipped up on them. The Bills can't stop Cincinnati. And I do like Joe Burrow. I mean, I think he's cool as they come. Josh Allen's been erratic. He's got more talent, but he don't finish. So it's hard for me to admit that as a Bills fan. Oh yeah, if Angel Reese was white, Caitlin would be like, "Can I take your order?" I mean, she'd be a good burger. It's not even up for discussion. So it's two different. It's yeah. Josh for the talent, but he's also been in the woulda, coulda, shoulda vein. Joe Burrow's actually been to a Super Bowl, so Ted's got me on that one. I can't even argue that. You know it's true. You know it's true. Cause plain white girl, all pale and boring and bland, can shoot and can play a bit, but she has no. Angel Reese got aura about her. Angel Reese got some spark about it, got some personality. Caitlin Clark is like just like a dry old sandwich with no flavor on it. That's why they like Taylor Swift too, but that's another video, another story. But you know, I said Caitlin Clark can shoot. I'm not taking nothing away from that. But she's a one trick pony. Angel Reese double double, goes coast to coast, plays the game. And she's got that chip. Just saying. And I would say that. Angel Reese was white with what she's accomplished. You think this is bad with Caitlin Clark? They would have Angel Reese bigger than LeBron. I kid you not. Okay. Let's see. So see if anybody's gonna do any more talking before I considering because I got my dinner be ready in a little bit. I don't talk about DJ Khaled, so I'm not going to address that one. I have no. I don't think nothing of DJ Khaled. I think he's a plant. I don't think he's got any talent. So, if you know me, that's a no. I don't talk about no talent hacks. So, one thing I know about him is here come another one. That's all he ever talk about. But he's not somebody that I really hold in high regard. Oh yeah, yeah. I had to do. I got more videos coming, and yeah, Buster. Yeah, I don't really think much about Buster no more. He tripping. He tripping. But Ted was right though. I mean, if I'm honest about it, if I take my bias out, Joe Burrow is better now because he's gotten to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen been promised and promised and promises and promises and ain't happening. Well, he got the money to do that, but he's not even a real DJ. I mean, he's just a fraud. He's an industry plant. There's no talent there. You know, they don't even know why he's big as he is. But there's a lot of that goes on in the industry. You know, it's an industry that pushes a certain agenda, and it ain't all about your talent. So I don't keep with DJ Khaled that much, but I try not to. I try not to. I really don't want to invest that much into him because he don't really shuffle in my world. He shuffle. He plays shuffleboard, but not. I don't mess with cats like that. Especially no talent hacks that I don't even know what he do. But it ain't music, and he ain't no producer, and he ain't no real DJ. So anyway, see everybody talking. Everybody kind of slowed up a bit. So if it's slowed up, I'm gonna. Kawhi better, but you don't get to see it anymore. Kawhi got more out of his skill set. Jalen Brown. I'm taking Jalen. Jalen led that team to a chip. You just can hate all you want and know you're a Laker fan, but he led that team just like I had to admit that Burrows was better. You got to admit Jalen better. Come on now, he just led that team to a chip, and he was the best player on the floor. KD can't do that. KD Jalen Brown was playing better than whatchamacallit. Uh, I'm not gonna get into that. If we're talking about a career, that's one thing. But if we talking about what I just saw with the finals, KD ain't never done that. For a career, yes. But for what I just saw this past year, no. It's Jalen Brown. As a career, yeah. As a career, yeah. But if you're talking about this past year, I'm taking Jalen. But we can't compare them because Jalen is still a pup compared to KD's career. Ask me that in 5 years. Let me see what Jalen Brown does from now to about 2009. Now come back on it. But for now, it's KD. But Jalen right now, yeah. For me, it's not even close because KD's on the decline. He was getting ate up by Ant Edwards, so he sure as heck, and he ain't the defender Jalen is. He had potential and he had moments, but Jalen was carrying this team. Feeding off of Tatum, but I think Drew Holiday put everybody in perspective. See, that's the reason why all you Laker fans, you ain't got no Drew Holiday. You need a pit bull to get you set, and you need a perimeter score and all that. For a career, LL. But Snoop's got a strong catalog and he's at Impact, and I'll say his Impact, but LL had a better body of work. No, because you need a guy like a Drew Holiday when you had Rondo. You don't think smart in terms of your guard play. Stop all this narrative that LeBron is like magic and his IQ and all this stuff. He don't set you up. Rondo set you up. You need to defer. Y'all would have a better chance of LeBron as your third best player, and AD was your first, and you can find a second. You'd be a better shape. You're gonna keep swimming, and in this false water, I'm telling you, that's what smart teams do. This Russell Westbrook move by Denver, mark my word, I think that's gonna be a steal. Because now Jamal Murray gonna be even scary and Jokic, and if Gordon gets going, like he looked a little bit, and Porter gets going, I like this move a lot. Yeah, LL got a better body of work, but Snoop had a bigger commercial impact for the debut. That's not up for discussion because Snoop is his style. He want too much money though. And see, being the junior Whopper KD, he gotta come and ball. I like Ingram, but I don't love him. I think he gotta come down in price, and he's gotta come down with reality. So that's my problem with Brandon Ingram. He didn't play good with Zion. I have a problem with what I saw there. Believe it or not, I did watch Pelican games, and I didn't like the body language. Cam, because Lamar's had a lot to work with. And there's certain things but he's a great talent. And I think Lamar's rawness is great. But Cam, come on now. He had one season where he lost one game and led a team to a Super Bowl. And to be a great college player and to do that, just saying. But I do like Lamar a lot, though. If he gets there, he has to actually gain weight, something Pat Riley doesn't. But they'd have to actually condition him, and he'd have to play off. If he comes in there with the right mindset, because to me it's more mental than it is physical with him. Big Ben, because he got the ring. He got the ring advantage, and he's been to three of them. Also been to two. But Big Ben came up against Arizona, um, utilized his talent more. Russell to me got kind of gimmicky. If Russell beats New England, we're not even having this discussion. But we're not. And I can't pick Russell. And I don't like Big Ben for the record. And I see what you did, but I have to stick with truths. Because Russell Wilson's career now, you got some people don't think he's a Hall of Famer. They think he's borderline. Big Ben will get in. But Russell, if he stinks it up in Pittsburgh, we'll see. And I didn't like the Denver era in the last few years in Seattle. So, okay, we're heading into the home stretch because I got a few minutes before I go. Of course, it's Brett Favre. Brett Favre is more accomplished than Big Ben. Come on now. And I won't be doing a whole lot of football, like I said. Say that for next month. We get into it in August. But yes, I'm going to. Yeah. Yeah. Favre had there might be some ads coming soon just for people just tuning in where everybody's watching. Glad everybody showed up. And I do emphasize, please hit memberships, because when people hit memberships and donations, I got some other stuff coming. Can't say right now, but I got some other stuff coming. Brett Favre was a dominant quarterback. Big Ben was never dominant like that. He got one more ring. And sometimes the ring is my main argument. Sometimes it ain't. I don't like neither one of them personally, but Brett Favre was tough. He was tough. Stayed healthy too. You know. So yeah, well, we knew about Pete Carroll. Now how that turned out. I told you. I lived in the Seattle area, and the last 2 or 3 years, uh, okay, I'll address that in just a second, Ted. The last 2, 3, Big Beast Mode got more commercials than any of them in Seattle. You can look up the Seattle, you'll see. Big Ben, because he was a better quarterback than Bradshaw. Bradshaw had great talent around him, and Bradshaw was tough. I'll give him that. I can't take that from him. But if you ever listen to the all-time greatest quarterbacks, there's two names you never hear mentioned in the top 4 or 5. It's Terry Bradshaw and Troy Aikman. Why is that? Because they had a better supporting cast than what their arms were really at what they were as quarterbacks. Think about it. Now Bradshaw is a household name, and Aikman is too, but it ain't. And they got the rings, but they weren't upper tier. They're never mentioned like Mahomes, Montana, and Brady, or Peyton Manning for that matter. If you want to go like that, I'm just saying. Someone proved me wrong. So Big Ben wins that. Well, they tried to pull the 1-2 punch in Miami, like what they did in Dallas with firing Landry and firing Shula. and it didn't work because Miami was an average team. They had that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar running game that didn't work. So yeah, Marino better, but again, you got to have the right supporting cast. Aikman was tough and he did his job, but again, so you got to have cast and the right pieces and personnel. You could say he is. You could say he is. I mean, he was a league MVP, went to a Super Bowl. Went from college, went in and what he did. So you could say, because I've seen a lot. I mean, if Kirk Cousins still get a job. What do I think about what? I already said he would. Here's the question about Cam. I got 5 more minutes before I roll. I got to go eat. And this is why I don't talk about football this soon. I mean, I can talk about it, but, I'll get more deep into it in August. I'm looking forward more to it then. But some things I will address. I like Cam Newton's show. I watch him on YouTube, and I do think he be cracking me up how he be trolling. He's got some good commentaries too. So I do like his show, and I do support the Cam Newton show. And he told the facts about Brock Purdy, Prescott, all them cats. Yeah, I did that video about that, and I agreed with when they clowned it because the bottom line, Brunson was almost like an accident that happened in New York. No one was breaking the neck to go to James Dolan. Nobody. So, but that's a touchy subject though, for lots of reasons. So who can they attract? Too black for ESPN, not so much for FS1, but again, they not gonna let him. He's top 10. Jokic is like in the 7-8 slot all-time center for me. Well, it's not. Well, they won't put him on ESPN. You already know why, because him and that one soul sister would get into it. Now, not gonna happen. And as far as FS1, he's not gonna sit there and he's gonna wear the pimp hat. He ain't gonna sit there and ha ha he with that mess. So no. The bottom line is he keeps it too real for TV. It's not so much about him being too black. It's that he talks like a guy who played, but also analyzes in a way that he's not going to be conducive to show their shuffle. Well, because again, the worlds we came in, you got to understand the code. Now, you understand the code, you know what it means. If you don't understand the code, then you ain't going to know what it means. So, some people get it, some don't. It was more common to say that 25, 30 years ago. I will say that. So I appreciate you, Ted, for being up on it. It was more common back in the day. Today, I can't really say it too much. There are some exceptions, but very few that are rare. Very few. Very few. He better hope he does because where he's playing at, he's in a no-win situation. His stats are going to be nice, but people look at him like they're looking at him worse than they look at Zion right now. I was answering one question at a time. Yep. Or like when we say no Diddy, which is the catchphrase. I did a video about that. I think Bosch was underrated for his as importance to the Heat and what he did as a player. I do. And I still say the best teammate LeBron James ever had. Yep, we got terms. We always got terms. We stay with slang. We stay with code. We always stay with stuff. Because when we say it, we have it in a way. So people know what we're saying. We always have to stay up. That go from the plantation. That go from slavery over to now. It always got a rhythm and a code. Yep. You call them bug dancers. I call them shuffleboard. That's my term. Shuffleboard is my term. The shuffleboard crew. I was watching an old episode of Love Boat and up there playing shuffleboard up there on the prominent deck. I can never say get the prominent part when I'm doing my videos. I say, yeah, you up there on the shuffleboard. But, yep. We used to call them Oreo cookies, coconut. Mm. There's other terms. X-lax, too. The X-lax. All right. I'm going to get ready to call it because I got to get ready to go. But I will be back sometime this week. Appreciate everybody that came through. X-lax. Laxative. Soft and get soft to get that out. Think about it. I'll be coming with these terms too. But anyway, appreciate everybody coming through. Glad to see everybody. Stay safe, stay blessed. And again, please hit the, membership, everything like that, and welcome all this. I'm getting this stuff straight. I got some more stuff. He's having a great season. So is Shohei Ohtani. I already did a video about Aaron Judge and Shohei. And I would love to see a World Series for both, and both of them be league MVPs. That would make my year. We shall see. But anyway, dig them both. But I want to see the Yankees win. I don't need a big season. I need some jewelry. I don't do anything but jewelry. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Appreciate everybody. Stay up. And I will be back soon. So appreciate everybody coming through. And have a good one. And I am going to peace out.